can happen. It can only good happen. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Who the hell knows what it is? So I just want to say it like it is. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol. Don't do it. Don't take Tylenol.
All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I pray you and your family are blessed, as the Bitcoin price, guys, is right now pumping. This is extremely exciting. You can see we're running right into, right now, as you can see, this level here, this support resistance flip going back to the 18th of November, and we are heading into, guys, the potential zone of make it or break it for Bitcoin. I mean, if we can get through the Van Allen radiation belts, which are right here, you know, they're really hard to get through. They were easy to get through in 1969. They were hard to get through now, but of course, if you Google it, they're easy to get through now. And back in the 70s, they were really weak radiation, but nowadays it would ruin our equipment because technology got better, so therefore it's harder to get through. It doesn't really make sense to me, guys. I'm not a smart guy, okay? But I would say this: if the Bitcoin price can reclaim this purple box, then we are for sure probably going to start to squeeze some shorts, man. When I say squeeze, I mean old-fashioned juicing. You know, we get the orange and we put it in the juicer and we start twisting it. The seeds get filtered out, but the juice goes right into the cup and we swallow it down our throats. And it feels so refreshing going down the throat. Ah, oh, yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. Very clear technical analysis on the chart. And guys, we do need to give a major shout out to everybody in the chat right now. All right, God bless you guys. Look, here's the thing. If we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will be giving away $1,000. But guess what? Guess what? You guys want to guess? You want to guess what? I'll tell you what to guess. It doesn't even end there. I'll tell you why. Because shout out to ZOOMEX. All right, ZOOMEX is right now partnering up with Jason Casper to give away $1,000. In fact, today we're going to give away 5 $200 prizes to anybody who signs up using my link, which is in the pinned chat right now of this, okay? Sign up to ZOOMEX for a chance to win $1,000. All right, ZOOMEX, guys, is a good exchange. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that they basically are Bybit, but operating as a secret, so that you don't have to KYC, but still have the same liquidity and all that as Bybit, right? But anyway, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but basically, that's the deal. ZOOMEX hopping on the giveaway train, guys. Not only can you win $1,000 today, but deposit and trade to win bonuses and a Rolex. All right, you could get deposit bonuses, plus you could win a Rolex, guys. I mean, can you imagine? I can only imagine my life now with a Rolex. All right, here's what I would look like if I had a Rolex on right now. Doesn't that make all the difference in the world, guys? Don't you just think I'm so much cooler? You see me out, man, that guy must be a crypto millionaire because he's got a Rolex. And plus, you could win a Nintendo Switch, right? Think about it. You could be sitting down in your chair, checking the time, playing video games, a MacBook Pro. Wow, you could be live streaming your video games as well. Apple Vision Pro. Who wouldn't want to live their life with their face covered? You know? That's cool. Make sure, guys, if you want to win $1,000, you go ahead and sign up via ZOOMEX. Now, the Bitcoin price is currently breaking out. Man, oh man, oh man. It's breaking out, baby. This looks juicy as all get out. Now, we need to discuss all these things here. All right, first of all, what do we need to discuss? We need to discuss what is happening on the high time frame. Before we get into anything else, guys, I'm just going to pop on the weekly time frame. All right, and we're going to get right into it here. If the Bitcoin price is able to reclaim the very key level of the orange line right here, I'd say 90. Wow, that changed quite a bit. Let's go take it down to the daily. Is that right? Is this right? Hang on one second. Yeah, it's right around $91.3 thousand. Guys, if we can reclaim $91.3 thousand, we are back inside the fair value zone after spending some time below, and this does open up the doorway to much more gains. Also, guys, this opens up the doorway to short squeezing all these guys. All right, because remember, last week we had a lot of shorts opening up below that POC, and you can see how easily we could squeeze whenever you have sloppy market structure where there's no clear swing high, swing low, right? Very easy to squeeze, all right? It's easy to be cheesy when you're looking to lemon squeezy. Now, that is going to be key resistance. But there are some things brewing in the works right now that have been getting me excited now for some quite time now. Did I say now? As we've been looking at lately on the chart, we are in fact bouncing from a key support, which is the Fibonacci 886-786 zone. We've been looking at this for quite some time. We've been looking at the confirmed hidden bullish divergence on the 2-day. We've been looking at the confirmed hidden bull on the 1-day, the potential hidden bull div forming on the 3-day, and really the pinnacle of our excitement, all right, would be if we get a confirmed hidden bullish divergence on the weekly, which indeed we are forming. This could be our ticket to some serious relief, guys. All right, you got yourself a toothache, a headache. All right, this is the acetaminophen of crypto. It's going to give us some of that temporary relief to hide our symptoms here. All right, now Bitcoin is coming up into an area of resistance locally. I do want to check the low time frames here. Man, that was a big pump, huh? Doesn't look that sustainable, huh? But yeah, actually we've invalidated the bear divs on the 12-minute. Money flow does look pretty bad. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. All right, guys, let's take a look quickly at the fear and greed index here. Fear and greed is at 15. We are in extreme fear right now, and look, we don't trade the fear and greed index, but we do recognize the fact that historically speaking, when we come down to extreme fear, that is when we start to bottom out. Last time that happened was in April. All right, guess what? April was the last big bottom on Bitcoin. Would you believe that? April was the last big bottom on Bitcoin. The last big bottom on Bitcoin was in April. And I'm not, again, we don't trade the fear and greed index, but you have to understand, why are people so fearful? People are fearful because there's been a huge amount of selling happening. And that's true. We've seen a lot of money flow out of Bitcoin and crypto in general. And so when that happens, there needs to be relief in order for the price to continue, even if we're super bearish, right? Even if we're super bearish, in order for the price to continue down, we need to see some relief. That's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way it's gonna work. What did I just do? Did I just delete? Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait, no, I didn't delete. Whew. There we go. Okay, cool. No, I didn't delete. I thought I deleted my TA here. I did not delete. Do not delete. Do not delete the TA. All right. All right. Now, we are actually in a little zone of resistance here, but the fear and greed index, guys, we can expect a little relief. Now, check this out. All right. In the news today, Bitcoin, XRP fall. 2 big red flags for a crypto comeback. All right, people are doubting the relief rally. All right, this is written by Callum Keown. All right, and essentially what this article is telling us is that, you know, Bitcoin has dropped over the last 24 hours at the time of the writing and is 31% below its October peak of 126,000. And then this article says, even though Bitcoin's getting a slight recovery from last week's low, the broader crypto market remains sluggish and overall upside has been limited. Also, XRP fell, Ethereum falling. Even a recent launch of the ETF for Dogecoin didn't see very much money coming in. And so basically they're saying there are some red flags, which is so interesting. This article here is saying the 2 big red flags they see is that extreme fear is in the market. Interesting. The second red flag is that there's lack of a follow-through. Even though we've come down to key support and we started to get a little bit of a bounce, they're saying there's lack of follow-through. Now, I'm not disagreeing with what this article says, and I'm not trying to be bullish in a macro downtrend here, but remember, oftentimes when we see a big drop, we see there's a lot of uncertainty, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. We hang out there for some time. We hang out there for some time. We hang out there for some time. So if we're going to get some relief here, even if it's temporary relief, this is kind of what we would expect. And the bearish narrative building while we're seeing support hold, in my opinion, is another recipe for a potential relief rally. All right. In other news, early Ethereum whale sells 58 million in ETH via Falcon X. All right, this is quite interesting. We're seeing big players exit their ETH positions that have been in from early days. all right? This whale bought ETH at about $58 or so, and they just sold 20,000 Ethereum. That sale represents less than 10% of the investor's total holdings, so that's not really a big deal. That's less than 10% of their holdings. But the sale is noteworthy because of the investor's age within the market, right? This is like an OG Ethereum whale. So people are getting bearish because they're like, whoa, why are whales taking profits right now? Does that mean more downsides in the future? It could. It could. Now, again, we don't trade the news, but we do need to be aware of what's happening because it's good to keep our finger on the pulse of the market sentiment right now. All right. Now, again, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. I would say this. We are getting closer as we look at the 3-day. Oh, my goodness. Guys, the 3-day could potentially confirm a big BitBoy green dot hidden bullish divergence in 6 hours. Guys, the 3-day could confirm a hidden bullish divergence in 6 hours. That is not a bearish thing. The last time we saw that happen, guys, was back over here. All right, the last time we confirmed a hidden div on the 3-day was back over here. All right, guess what that marked? It marked a reversal. Took a little bit of time. But are we going to see the same thing happen here? Are we going to form a range like this and get a reversal and see a big relief rally potentially all the way back up to the support resistance flip that we have right around here? Confluence with the Fibonacci 618 retrace from the high to the low. I think it's very possible, guys. I think it's very possible that we could start to see something like this. And again, it might happen quick. It might be slow. I have a feeling this time will probably happen pretty quick. Reason being is because of the bearish sentiment that's existing now that is quite intense, and a lot of people are expecting the bull market to be over. Back here, people were expecting the bull market to continue in general based on the 4-year cycle. Now people are expecting the bear market to be here based on the 4-year cycle, and it very well may be. But I'd say max pain right now is to the upside because there are a lot of people who have left. We've seen the outflows via the ETFs. We've seen spot open interest decrease like crazy, which means objectively speaking, people are out of the market, right? Objectively speaking, people are out of the market. And so people getting out all this way down, what would max pain be right now? Boom, make them regret their selling, maybe even make them get back in, and then we could continue with the downtrend, all right? So we will need to wait and see how that goes. 3-day market Cipher B, breaking news, printing right now a big BitBoy green dot. This, if confirmed in 6 hours, is, in my opinion, a very bullish, locally bullish signal. Again, even though the high time frames are bearish, okay? I know I confuse people when I flip-flop. You guys have to understand, the 2 monthly can be very bearish. The 2 weekly can be very bearish. But then as you go down to the medium time frames, the weekly and the 3-day and the daily, you can see, okay, there's room for a retracement, even though the high time frames are bearish, and on the high time frame, we're in a downtrend of lower lows and lower highs, right? You have to understand, we never go straight up and we never go straight down. It happens in waves, all right? And trading is taking advantage of the waves. Even in a downtrend, there's plenty of longs to take, right? Now, again, 91.3, this is going to be key. 91.3, this was support back in November 2024, a year ago. We flipped it into resistance in the spring of 2025. Now we've lost it. A reclaim opens the door for price action up to $96,000 POC. A reclaim of that, you know, let's say we reject from 96, we back test 91. That could really give us a potential push back up to the top of the range. There's no reason why this cannot happen even in the midst of a macro bearish market. Why is there no reason why this cannot happen? Because at the end of the day, guys, when you zoom out, you realize this is just a little box, right? You go to the 2-month time frame, and guess what? In hindsight, let's say the top is in here, right? Let's say the top is in. In hindsight, when the 2-month looks like this, nobody would say that the top wasn't in here, right? The top was in here. It's just because we're dealing with such high time frames, there's open for volatility. Ain't no different than what happened back in these days. All right, the top was in here. right? But we had massive amounts of short-term volatility as we were forming that top. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying? Ain't no different than saying the bottom was in down here, right? I mean, really, this was the bottom, right? But there was a lot of volatility that happened within that bottom, all right? We got the volatile bottoms. That's why we all got into crypto. For the volatile bottoms, all right? And the volatile tops. Now, Bitcoin trying to get a pump right now. We are actually pumping right now in the low time frames, all right? We are pumping on the low time frames, the LTFs. And it's pretty cool. Let's see if we get a little bit of relief here. Shout out to DJ Dale. He says, ICP. Revolution, will it surpass the ETH market cap? I don't know. I'm not the guy to answer that question for you, but I am the guy to say make sure to like the video because we are giving away $1,000 via ZOOMEX. All right, so if you want to win $1,000, sign up using the link. You don't have to deposit anything. All right. Also, guys, I'm currently trading on WEEX, BLOFIN, ZOOMEX, and KCEX. KCEX, best deal on fees. All right. In my opinion. Also, guys, if you want to join the Casper crew where we gave the short setup from the exact top in real time, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. Also, if you know how to trade but you have no money, check out Klein Funding. We have 15-25% discounts on these funded accounts. ICP, will it flip ETH market cap? I have no idea, man. But I would say this. ICP, I think Internet Coin Protocol is, in general, a good project. All right, I do think it does have a good use case. So it's currently losing support. It's losing key support right now. I mean, if we're going to look at ICP, we really needed to hold the $5 level. Now we're below that POC. So the only thing that would make me bullish again on ICP is if we're back above $5, because that would show that we have a really strong impulse to the upside here. All right. But a lot needs to happen for ICP, all right? A lot needs to happen. I just don't know if ICP could flip ETH anytime soon, honestly. I'd be very doubtful about that, all right? The upside is there, though. I mean, potential 2,000% gains if we're coming back to the August 2021 highs on Binance, right? But thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Here's one thing I would say. Make sure that you don't marry any coins besides Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin is definitely wife material. Everything else is not Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is wife material. You know what I'm saying? She won't leave you. She'll be there for you. She'll stay in shape for you. She'll cook for you. She'll clean for you. She'll wash your dirty underwear for you. You know, she'll always put you first, all right? Bitcoin is a true Proverbs 31 woman. All these other altcoins, man, let's be honest, they're loose women of the night. All right, they're not going to be loyal to you. All right, they have CEOs. All right, you can't trust those types. You know what I mean? Look, there's only one Bitcoin, man. That's my philosophy. I have to say, the one thing that I'm most happy about at this point in my life is the fact that I've never considered myself a Bitcoin maxi. I didn't even know what that phrase was. But back in 2016, when I first got into Bitcoin, I was very cautious about these Ethereums and these other Doge coins and all this Zcash and LTC. And I was cautious about it. Like, I knew it could make some money, but I'm like, man, Bitcoin, I got into crypto because of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Bitcoin pumping, baby. Let me sniff your sandals. All right. Look at this pump right now, baby. Look at this pump right now. Would you guys see this pump? All right. Yes, Bitcoin will read the Bible to you if you lose your sight. Most people will be Bitcoin maxis after one cycle. Only trade alts, says Splashfire Films. Yeah, my altcoin portfolio looks like Garbaggio, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Sir James likes ladies of the night. Let me tell you, man, that's no good, man. I'm telling you, that is no good, all right? You got to be careful. Look, you hang out with ladies of the night too much, you know who's going to come through? Big Daddy Perp. Big Daddy Perp. That's right. You mess around with those altcoins, and this is what's going to happen to your portfolio. Big Daddy Perp. All right, it's going to come through to try and give you the herp. All right. Let's see. Can Bitcoin actually get a bounce here? I mean, can we see more follow through here? Do we really want to sing the pump song at the top right now? Do we really want to sing the pump song at the top? Let's see. Should we sing the pump song at the top? I don't know. Let's see if we can't pump up the likes. When will we get a Black Friday discount code? It will be announced tomorrow in the Discord. All right. Yeah, Big Daddy Perp. Speaking of altcoins, what do I think of AVAX? Well, I'm hopeful because I do hold quite a bit of AVAX. Honestly, I do hold quite a bit of AVAX. All right, you never buy altcoins. Okay, cool. How's Market Monkey looking? Let's check out the order flow. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's check out the OF. All right. Speaking of ladies of the night, let's check out the OF up in here. All right. Let's go down to the 15-minute OF. Oh my goodness, Long City. Hang on, Long City coming on in. We've got. We do have quite a few longs opening up here, and a slight increase of CBD. We don't have bear CBD, which is actually a good thing, but this whole move up so far is pretty weak. It's happening on a decrease of OI. But man, let's see if we can't come up a little bit more to some of our key levels, you know? Let's see if we can't tap the orange line of the Trump. Yeah, you know, let's see if we can't tap Trump's orange line right here. All right, the value area low of the Trump range. You know, the VAL of the TR. You know, guys, make sure if you want a chance to win money, look, I'm telling you guys right now, okay? Because people always complain that they didn't know. If you want to win money, all right? Do you want to win money? All right? Go ahead and click the link in the pinned chat right over here above my whatever shoulder that is. I mean, it's my left shoulder in real life, but I don't know what it is on your screen. All right? Go ahead and click that link. You don't have to deposit anything. And then get your user ID. All right? Get your user ID from up here. All right? User ID from right here. All right? That's what you're going to use to win the prize via ZOOMEX. All right? Shout out to ZOOMEX, man. They're giving away $1,000 today. Also, if you like money, make sure to like the stream, because we do give our giveaways for the likes, you know? We do our giveaways for the likes, all right? Is it worth it to buy Market Monkey Terminal? Is it better than EXO? The answer is a resounding yes, honestly. A resounding yes. A resounding yes. All right, let's see here. A resounding yes. All right, let's see if we can't. Let's see if we can't get the pump song rolling a little bit here. Okay. Let's see if we can't get the pump song. See if we can't pump it up just a bit here. Just a bit. This is the pump song, guaranteed to pump the Bitcoin price every single time. Sometimes it has a delayed effect, but most of the time it does pretty well, honestly. All right. There we go. Now it works the best if everyone sings along. All right. So we're gonna need that. Make sure to grab your plunger, pretend it's a microphone. That also pumps the price quite often.
Check. We're gonna pump it up to the purple box, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. We only have one question. Are we going to dump? Are we going to dump?
We're gonna dump. No, we're gonna pump.
Here we go, baby. Straight up to the box of Donald Trump. The Trump box. Here we go. Here we go, baby. We are down to the wire and Bitcoin is pumping. She is on fire. Man, I'm feeling good. Is it just me or is this treadmill too slow? Is it just me or is the treadmill too slow? We're at 90K. Can you guys believe it, man? Can you believe it? Feels good. Feels good, baby. Come on, let's pump it. Let's pump it. Trying to get up to our purple box of hope and wonder. Purple box of hope and wonder. The purple box of hope and wonder. Please make sure to grab your plunger. Man, oh man, I mean, I think it's working here, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you do think it's working. But, okay, we're getting a little bit of purple, but she's starting to turn blue again. All right, a little bit of purple, but she's starting to turn blue again. So I do have hope. I do have hope here. Yeah, here we go, baby. About to pump, here we go, baby. About to pump, here we go. Hey yo, I apologize, but you know your boy ain't so wise. Working at McDonald's making burgers and the fries. Open up your eyes and your mind to realize that the pump is coming and we don't know the size. No matter how we try, you know we get by to the Donald Trump box, that the price about to fly. No purple candles in my eyes, we only got blue. That's how I stay fly, pretty fly for a white guy. My name is Casper. Coming out here, you know I am faster than all the other traders on the internet. The Bitcoin price is so juicy and wet, cause it's blue like the water in the ocean. Bitcoin pump about to get open. Rub it on your skin like some nice lotion. Drink it down like you're drinking such a nice potion. Ayo, Casper in the house. Long as Bitcoin like a Bitcoin mouse. Baby's back, baby, what? Baby, let me take a peek to see if market Cipher B has any uneven butt cheeks. Big on the left, nice and juicy. Skinny on the right to round out the booty. And can you even spot it? But we're about to bounce straight from the next golden pocket. Then we rock it, tippy tock it, then we sock it. Don't drop it like the market makers coming out like Sonic and Robotic. Then we stop it, reverse it, bring it back down. Jay on the treadmill, the boy is a clown. I say, what is so clownish about what you see on the screen? I'ma be real between you and me. We got the purple hat with the head in between the cheeks. Oh my goodness, take it away, we don't peek. Here we go, coconuts on my head. trades only in the green and never red. Take the coconut water and you pour it in the cup. The Bitcoin about to pump. Have you had enough? Market makers coming out just to act tough. The bears and the bulls looking like a snuff. Cause you know, they coming out just to rough it. Next thing you know, we bout to piffy puff it. Come up above 91.2 and the Bitcoin price about to show you what she gonna do. Just sit back, relax, I will take you to the trading school. Jason Casper on the plunger, man is not a fool. Outside, in the sun, in the swimming pool. You know we got the hot tub and we got the jewels. And hey, speaking of what she do next, gotta introduce you to ZOOMEX. Shout out to ZOOMEX Exchange. This is where you trade to make all the change. Sign up here if you want to get paid. We're giving away $1,000 today. And oh snap, guess what? You could win a Rolex or EarPods. That's what you could win next. Not only that, you could win a MacBook. Such a good prize, baby. Come and take a look. Yeah. Here we go. Bitcoin pumping. Listen to my crypto flow. Do you think we'll get a Black Friday dump? Someone says Black Friday dump. I don't know. Man, it feels good. It feels good when the price is pumping again, guys. You know what I mean? We haven't done the pump song in a year, or 2, or 3. See, all right, okay, cool. Shout out to everyone in the chat, guys. Make sure to smash up the likes if you want to win $1,000 today. All right, you want to win $1,000 today? Make sure to smash up the likes as the Bitcoin price is heading up to our box of juice and goodness, and we are going to be taking a look at some other assets here. We're gonna gotta take a look at the altcoins. We gotta take a look at Bitcoin dominance. We gotta look at all these things. All right. Shout out to Christopher Columbus 1 in the chat. Shout out to Yannick Kalongo. Shout out to Ion Tugisi. And shout out to Sergeant Squid and Gamli 2163. Pump it to 100 and dump it. I want to win some explicitive, okay? Alright. Who else we got in the chat? Best freestyle on YouTube with the chicken. That's definitely not true, but I think as far as like super nerdy 35-year-old white guys who trade crypto go, I might be in the top 10 freestylers, alright? Nerdy 35-year-old white guy crypto YouTube rappers, I'm definitely in the top 10, alright? Where's TP at? Look, TP, guys, is in the purple box of Hope and Wonder. Alright, TP in the purple box of Hope and Wonder. We come into the purple box, we get a rejection, and this could be the place to look for the chart. Back down. Alright, look for the chart, back to the start. We do have some nice resistance up there in our purple box of Hope and Wonder. Okay, I am going to take a look at some other coins as we get the Bitcoin pump. But first, I do want to set an alert here. If we come up to this area right around here. All right, okay. All right, let's take a look at ETH, guys. ETH right now is getting a bounce from the Fibonacci 618. $2,700 Ethereum bouncing from support resistance split. This is a pretty key level to hold. And, you know, again, we've been looking at our scenario of this macro sideways range, understanding if we don't hold the golden pocket, we're coming back down to 2,000. And worst case scenario, we don't hold that, we're coming back down below 1,300. But we've also been looking at the fact that ETH is potentially going to be printing a trigger wave on the weekly, and the 3-day is currently giving us a green dot as well, guys. And if we look at this, this is a trigger wave from our April low. Okay, money flow getting higher. This, in my opinion, now I don't necessarily expect Bitcoin to hit an all-time high. I don't. But remember, if we want to see some serious altcoin gains, Bitcoin does not need to hit an all-time high right now. All right? It does not. Bitcoin simply needs to stay in the range and not lose 74,000. And we need to get some relief. We need to get some upside momentum here. And look at this price action on Ethereum. All right, let's take a quick look here on the Ethereum. All right, this is extremely squeezable right here. All right, and I would say it actually, if we can close a big blue, we might actually be even breaking out of this parabola. All right, this parabola, we could be breaking out, right? And if we do break out, notice this sloppy market structure. I think it would be quite easy for ETH to hit 5,500. And if it does, man, will I be thankful? Because I actually have a spot sell order right here. And I almost hit it, and I was expecting to hit it before, and we didn't hit it, and I was really disappointed. I considered heavily not sticking to my plan and selling. And I said, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm holding. I think we could easily squeeze all this. We don't have, see, the thing that's nice about the ETH chart that's different from the Bitcoin chart is locally here, we don't have really as much bearish div as we do on Bitcoin, right? We don't have as much bear div as we do on Bitcoin, right? We go to our daily time frame. Money flow was not getting lower when we made the high, right? So I'd say it definitely doesn't look as damning as the Bitcoin top. And this looks way more squeezable than Bitcoin's top. I'd say if Bitcoin's back at 107, we could see ETH come up to like 5,500. Now, that leads me to the ETH against Bitcoin chart, okay? I just want to make it clear why I'm saying this, all right? Listen. Right now, we are seeing, and we've been following it all week, all right? On Monday, we're saying there's a glimmer of hope here. As the week progresses, we are seeing more and more bullish confirmations. We're seeing things confirm, right? And on Monday, we're saying there's the potential of this, the potential of that. Now, today, we're saying we have it confirmed. Our 3-day market cipher in 6 hours will confirm. Like, we're really close to seeing these things confirm right now. That's why I'm getting excited. And also, remember, when you have sloppy market structure like this on the way down, what is this telling us? The people who shorted successfully since, I'd say really since October 14th, they have been able to put their stop losses above the high, 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 and they've been able to short on high leverage without any punishment. What happens is, when you start to get a bottom, you start to stop these guys out. Their stop losses are getting hit. The stop losses getting hit pushes the price up higher. It creates like a cascade effect, right? Very similar to what happened on October 10th with this giant wick here, right? That giant wick happened mainly because of liquidations and stop losses on the derivative leverage exchanges. That's why leverage trading, they say, is risky, because you can get these big moves. Why? It's because people have their stop losses underneath like this low here and underneath this low here, right? And people are getting stopped along the way down, right? And every time a stop loss gets hit, it's pushing price down more. Well, now the opposite could happen. Guys, bear with me 1 second here, all right? I'll be right back. So essentially, what we're saying here is, if we start to stop out these shorts, we could squeeze them all the way back up to a new all-time high, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like this. And if we do see something like this, guys, then we could say, okay, the top is in. Because then we have the money flow crossing from blue into purple. We have the real top looks in. All right? Now, with that context, let's check out the ETH against Bitcoin pair. All right? The ETH versus Bitcoin pair. We were looking at this a little bit yesterday, but the ETH versus Bitcoin pair right now, guys, look at what we've done. All right? We've seen ETH outperform Bitcoin like crazy since April. Since April, we've seen ETH outperform Bitcoin like crazy, which means, again, we don't need to see Bitcoin hit a new all-time high to see ETH pump like crazy, right? We literally saw ETH go from bear market territory. ETH went literally back down to the price it was after FTX went down, man. Isn't that crazy? FTX goes down right around here in November 2024, so not quite that low. But we're back down to November 2022 prices on ETH. And then we literally get up to all-time highs. I mean, we literally had 2 bull runs for ETH, right? ETH had 1 complete bull run, and then it had a second complete bull run, essentially, right? Even though it's just trading the sideways range. So that's why it's so important to look at the ETH Bitcoin chart, because this is showing us since April, there's been a change. Since April, we've seen Ethereum outperform Bitcoin like crazy. Right, the first half of the bull run, Bitcoin's outperforming ETH. Big time. Right, ETH is depreciating in value compared to a Bitcoin. Now we're seeing something different. We are seeing a change of market structure. We finally start to break this disgusting, it's just like what we see on the ETH USD chart, this parabola. We've made a higher high, and now we're back testing the POC as support, which means we should expect first to come up to 54.53. And then potentially, why not go for the high, right? We could see ETH outperform Bitcoin, and Bitcoin doesn't even have to hit a new all-time high. There is room for this to happen. This is ETH versus Bitcoin. Look at the weekly market Cipher B. We are printing a continuation wave that will confirm within a few weeks. Let's check out our 3-day here. So we've already confirmed a nice 3-day continuation pattern here. The money flow has already crossed from the purple into the blue. And as we're backtesting that POC, money flow is backtesting 0 line, right? I'd say there is room here for some big pumps on some of these alts. And again, I'm not trying to say every altcoin is going to hit new all-time highs, but I definitely think ETH has the potential to do so. All right, Solana. Let's take a look at Solana. All right, Solana right now, what is happening here? Solana is also getting the hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day. And it will confirm in 5 hours. All right, so I really think, again, Bitcoin does not have to hit new all-time highs for Sol to hit a new all-time high here, right? Look at the Sol USD chart. Same kind of disgusting parabola to the downside as ETH. If we start to get a weekly green dot, that really could at least push us back up to the top of the sideways range here at 260. But I would assume we would go for the high, right? Remember, we've taken out the highs, right? Well, I mean, we formed a clear high. We've taken out the low, right? So we formed a low, then we formed a high, all right? We took out the low. Now we should go to take out the high. And this can be potentially, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen because I'm honestly kind of bearish in general, but this could turn into a macro bull flag. And even if we stay bearish for the next few months, like even if 2026 is a bearish year, we could still see this thing consolidate before the next big run, right? Giant old bull flagaroni and cheese, potentially here, right? Now let's take a look at the Sol versus Bitcoin pair. We've got a little bit of a triangle here. We're coming back down to the local Fibonacci, and I do want to just bring out this chunk of price action right here, okay? This, to me, does look kind of bullish. Why? Well, because we have a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, right? As the price is getting lower, we are seeing the momentum waves getting higher, giving us the classic uneven butt cheek pattern, right? Big juicy on the left, full of gravy, ravioli, ricotta cheese. Skinny on the right. We can see clearly right here the uneven cheek pattern. Then we make a higher high, right? We were in a downtrend, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, a lower low. Then we make a higher high. Then we made a higher low, bouncing from key fib support. And so what's next? Well, probably a higher high, right? And if we're going to break out of this trend line here, well, it makes sense that we would go for this high and this high. And if we're going to go for those two highs, well, why not go for the all-time high? Again, this is Sol versus Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Solana outperform Bitcoin by at least 60%, potentially by 200%, right? Because look at the weekly here. The weekly looks really nice right here. The weekly looks pretty nice here. You know, the level that we bounced off too is this. You know, look at this. We take it back to April 2021, and it was our resistance, our support, our resistance flipped to support, then support. Now we're starting to see a local change of structure. Could be quite nice here. Again, I don't want to be overly bullish. Remember, all I'm saying is we have the ingredients for some altcoin gains. One of the other ingredients here is going to be the Bitcoin dominance. All right. Bitcoin dominance continue to fall to the downside here. This is our third week in a row that we've broken down from this channel. Right, so we have the macro channel that we've been in since March 23. We got a confirmed breakdown, back test of that. We got a confirmed breakdown of this little bear flag thing. And so if we're seeing Bitcoin dominance continue to come down, and we're seeing altcoin charts look really bullish where the alts are outperforming Bitcoin like crazy, that's a recipe for some altcoin pumps. Let's check out altcoin dominance. We'll check out USDT dominance as well. So right now, this is showing hope for some altcoin gains here. We are holding still the box of support. You know, that box of support is really the line in the sand. Now, are we going to come to the top of our trend line? I don't think so. In order for that to happen, we would need to see, wow, we need to see like, we need to see like $1 trillion come in, which is insane to think about. But, I don't see why we couldn't hit 1.4 trillion in an extremely good scenario where everything is right. All right, everything would have to happen right. But at the very least, we could see some of these altcoins that look really bullish. If we come back up towards our $1.2 trillion level here, I think a lot of that money could go into some of these charts like ETH and SOL that look pretty good. Let's check out USDT dominance. Okay, this is great, man. This is wonderful. USDT dominance coming to the top of the local range, getting a rejection, about to print a red dot in the weekly time frame. This is exactly what we need, guys, for some altcoin gains to come in. Right now, as of this moment, everything looks really good for altcoin gains. What are those things? Bitcoin's holding support, looking like it wants to get some relief. That's thing number one. Thing number two, a lot of altcoin charts are looking bullish against Bitcoin, and they're looking bullish against USDT. Thing number three, Bitcoin dominance is decreasing, altcoin dominance is increasing, and thing number four is USDT dominance is decreasing. That means we know that the money that's leaving Bitcoin is not going into Tether, right? It's not going into Tether, it's going into altcoins. So we're seeing money come into the market, we're seeing money leave Bitcoin and go into altcoins as Bitcoin is holding support, and as a lot of these altcoin charts are looking like they've formed nice local bottoms and could see some upside. Now, I'm not going to be a moon boy and call for all-time highs here, but I am going to call for maybe some December gains. All right, maybe some December gains before, in my opinion, a bearish 2026 that will probably turn bullish by the fall. All right, I'm expecting a few months of bearishness in 2026, and I'm expecting things to get really bullish again in the summer fall of 2026. That's kind of what I'm expecting. And I'm basing that, guys, on the historic 4-year cycle, okay? Make sure to smash the likes. Make sure to smash the likes, guys. And also remember, if you want to win $1,000 today, sign up to ZOOMEX using the link in the pinned chat, because ZOOMEX is going to be giving away $1,000 today. 5 winners will win 200 USDT. All right. So let's see, what's Bitcoin at now? We can't really break 90,000. We're about 90,064, 041, 036, 029 on Bybit USD inverse perpetual. We're about 90,000. We're about to just lose 90,000. We're like $20 away from losing 90,000 here. Our next major target is going to be 91, 92, around there. Again, the orange Trump line of Donald Trump. And yeah, let's take a quick look back here at the Bitcoin now. We're gonna go down to our 6-minute. Oof. Change of structure. Yeah, this is gonna be our next resistance. I'm not bearish here because the 6-minute money flow is looking good. All right, 6-minute money flow is looking pretty good here. All right. Target for Bitcoin short. I'd say the back test of the highs, right? You're short on the corn. I'd say a good TP1 for a scalp is 89,200. If you snipe that top, which I don't know how you would snipe that top, to be honest with you, because I don't have any kind of level there. Shout out to Preparing for War. He says, please don't spam. Yeah, guys, please don't spam. What are the indicators in the bottom? That is market cipher B, baby. Altcoin season was never over before Thanksgiving in a bull cycle. That's a good little tidbit of info to keep in the back of your mind, my man. Is AVAX a good idea? I mean, I do hold quite a bit of AVAX. So let's take a quick look at AVAX. AVAX. Shout out to Alex O. He says, happy Turkey Day, my brother. God bless. Alex O, do they have Turkey Day in Canada, where you're from? I don't think so, right? They have Canadian Thanksgiving up there, right? But thanks, bro, and happy Turkey Day to you, if you even celebrate Turkey Day. And if you don't, I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Is it stupid to long here? Look, there's no such thing as a stupid trade if you have a planned out reason to trade with a planned stop loss and take profit using good risk management, okay? Someone might be trading this action here, and I right now, I cannot answer the question because I have no long entry right here, personally. Somebody else might, okay? Somebody else might. We live in igloos and eat ducks up in Canada. Nice, nice. It's in October. Okay. The Alex O CME gap. Is that where we're heading? Do we have a CME gap to the upside? Let's see. Let's take a look at AVAX. All right. We did. Canada did it. We did it first. Fact. Okay. Fact. Oh, fact. Okay, Canada did it first, and that's a fact. Okay, I was just telling my wife the other night, I literally have no idea what Thanksgiving is actually about. All right. I have no idea what Thanksgiving is about at all. None. You know, when you're a kid, you learn some weird stuff about like pilgrims and Indians that weren't even Indian, and like I have no idea why we celebrate Thanksgiving. I'll be honest with you. I could pretend like I know. I'm pretty sure no American knows. There's a few who know. There's a few who know. They're like really into like history, but most of them don't. They just like pretend like they know. All right? We don't know. We don't know. All right, let's take a quick look at AVAX here. Thanksgiving's about the harvest. I mean, that part I could believe, but I don't know. I don't know. My harvest happens before November. It happens way before November. My gardens right now are totally empty. There's nothing here. There's nothing here in my gardens. All right, so this was an idea we've had on AVAX from over here. Obviously, we got wicked out and we're below support. All right, AVAX was looking really bullish. All right, and I hold quite a bit. But in general, how does AVAX look now? We could potentially confirm. Let's just clear everything off. All right. Objectively speaking, we are buying low. All right. Again, we had the October 10th wick, but objectively speaking, we are literally at support right now of the $14 AVAX with a bullish div on the weekly time frame. The risk to reward ratio. Again, April, May, June was when I was really very interested in AVAX. April, May, June is when I was really interested in AVAX. And the reason why I was super interested in April, May, June is because of the risk to reward ratio of, even in a crazy event of taking the low, which we did. Who would have thought that? But even in the crazy event of taking the low, right, the risk to reward ratio was still 11 to 1, right? So April, May, June, when we were here and we were backtesting the macro fib level, support resistance flip, I'm like, even if we take the low, we still have a massive risk to reward ratio, assuming we hit previous all-time highs, not even entertaining a potential new all-time high, right? We also are, I mean, depending on how you want to draw this, trading within this triangle here, and we're breaking down from it, okay? Which honestly tends to be something that happens bullish for a lot of coins. We break down from the triangle and then we pump, right? Let's go to our 3-day. The 3-day does not look as good as other coins does. The weekly does look good here. The 3-day does not look as good as other coins. If we're going to take it back from June of 2024 or even Feb 2025, we could make the case that we do have some nice bull div here on the 3-day. But there's no hidden bull div here. But we haven't really been in an uptrend. I would say this about AVAX. I hold it, and I would never sell here, okay? If let's assume we buy right here, this is a 22 to 1 risk reward ratio. I do think AVAX is a good project, period. I don't think it's a crap project. So it's one of the ones where I feel like it's only a matter of time before we start to break this trend line. And when we do, we're gonna easily squeeze those highs, right? This is just stop hunts waiting to happen. Like the highs from November last year, the highs from March 24, the high from April 22, the high from December 21, November 21. It's gonna be an easy move up, in my opinion. We need to see some. Let's actually put on our market cipher dots. All right, because I do want to see like confirmed dots. Now keep in mind, guys, and someone left in a comment the other day, like market cipher has not been good for altcoins this cycle, okay? It has not been good for altcoins this cycle. You know, December 23, I bought AVAX because we broke out of this, right? And I thought the bottom was in. I thought it was straight up. All right. Then we get all the way back down, like to where we started. This happened on a lot of coins, guys. So this is not financial advice, but as somebody who's in AVAX right now, I think the best course of action is to hold, because it's a good project. We do still have both signs. The risk to reward is really good. I mean, in a worst case scenario, like absolute worst case scenario, and we come down below $2.60, it's still more than a 10 to 1 risk reward ratio. I mean, just objectively speaking here, like even if we're coming down to like the lows from 2021, or God forbid, let's say we come all the way down to the wick at 74 cents. Even if we came to 74 cents, it's still almost a 10 times more reward than risk. I mean, that's how I'm going to view AVAX, right? When in doubt, just zoom out and say, you know what? Why would I fumble around here on spot when I know it's a good project and there's the potential here to make like 1,000% with the risk, you know, versus reward is so great. You could get a 10x, potentially a 10x to all-time highs. If, let's say, we come up to like $200 eventually, we could 13x our investment, even if we consider the risk to reward down here. And of course, this is assuming you're buying here, right? This hypothetical is assuming you're buying now. But I think AVAX looks pretty good, to be honest. All right, so we are under $90,000 Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin finding a little bit of resistance. All right, look at this, 89,945 here. We got a red dot. Let's check out the order flow. All right, let's go to our 1 minute. What is going on with this? Come on! Come on! I had a friend in high school. He used to get the worst road rage. He'd be sitting there at a red light, cursing out the red light, hitting his dang steering wheel. Come on! Remember one time he got so mad in the car, he literally drove into a brick wall. He got so mad, we were parked in a convenience store, right? He floored the gas pedal and literally drove into a brick wall. He was so mad. Don't ever drive with that guy, right? Well, this whole flag here has had a big decrease of OI, sadly. But a lot of longs are still open here, which could get bad if we start to come into this area. We could give this all back here, a lot of longs. So we don't want to start to see those guys close, otherwise we could hot knife through butter it down. Please don't, Bitcoin. Please don't. Please don't. All right. Take a quick look at Cardano. Sure. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jamie Herrera. And we did take a look, but we'll take a look again at Oh wait, no, we didn't. I'm sorry. That was Solana. I always confused Solana and Cardano. All right, Cardano. 12-minute pump. Let's go to the week. Okay, so, like, once again, objectively speaking with Cardano, I would say risk to reward is pristine right now. We are at support, as support can be. Even if we go under the lows from 2023, the risk to reward is 10 to 1, all right? In addition to this, we are back testing perfectly the support resistance flip right here. From the 2022 support, the April 23 resistance, support resistance flip from 24, right? And let's check out. Okay, so we're potentially forming a hidden bullish divergence here from last summer, right? There's definitely more upside than downside here. And Cardano is a bullish asset, all right? Let's check it out against Bitcoin. All right, so, I mean, I don't remember when I did this analysis here. I must have been back here when we were in September. But I would say that even now, right? Even now, it doesn't change much. Like, it really doesn't change much. Even with that wick. Look at that wick. That was disgusting. That was hideous. But, I mean, we are in a zone right now, which historically has been the place to buy. All right, historically speaking, this zone has been the place to buy. All right, going all the way back to 2017 against Bitcoin. If you're looking to make Bitcoin by holding Cardano, the place to switch your Bitcoin into Cardano has been in this green box. Okay. Now, Cardano is objectively speaking a bullish asset. When we take a look at market Cipher B on Cardano versus Bitcoin, bull divs right here, money flow starting to get thicker. All right, the risk to reward on the USDT pair and the Bitcoin pair is pretty good. All right, let's go to our 3-day. Yeah, you know, I don't really know. I don't really know. I would say just based on what Cardano is, and the fact that we've only had the opportunity to buy here once, twice. This is now our third time in history to buy here. The last two times we ended up with a 2,000%, almost 3,000% outperform of Bitcoin. The second time We ended with a 1,400% outperform Bitcoin. I mean, even if we're gonna stay on this trend line up here, right? Then buying here could potentially give us a 600% at least outperform Bitcoin, right? That's not bad. You have 1 Bitcoin, you could turn it into 6 by putting it into Cardano. And again, I'm not telling you to do that. We're just looking at this pair because if Cardano starts to move against Bitcoin and Bitcoin's holding support, you know, that could mean significant Cardano gains in general against the dollar. Quickly, guys, ZOOMEX is giving away $1,000. All right, we've talked about how you can win. You need to sign up using the link in the pinned chat, and then you need a user ID. All right, your user ID is going to be this number up here. All right, what we need to do is I want you guys to get that user ID, and I want you to post it in the chat, and we're going to pick 5 winners. Each will have $200 sent right to their account. All right, so we're going to do that, okay? We've had a long time for us to get signed up. If you missed it, I'm sorry, but there will be time also in future live streams, okay? So I want you guys right now to start spamming the chat with your ZOOMEX user ID. Now listen, if you're not signed up using my link, you don't win. We did a giveaway last time. Most people were not signed up with my link, so they were disqualified. You need to be signed up with my link, and it needs to be ZOOMEX. It can't be KCEX or BLOFIN. It needs to be ZOOMEX, all right? So I want you to spam the chat with the ZOOMEX user ID that you have from clicking that link. If you've already signed up under me in previous years, that's fine too. But it has to be through Jason Casper, otherwise you're not eligible to win the money, all right? So I want you guys to spam the chat with your user IDs. Spam the chat with the user ID, man. And what we're going to do is we're going to count down from 10. And whoever's highlighted on this, the first one and then the 4 after that will each win $200, all right? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.5, 6, 5.75, 5.5, 5.25, 5.1, and a 5. And a 4.9, and a 4.5, and a 4.3, and a 4.2, 4.1. 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right. Let's see who our winner is. It is KCEX. Shout out to KCEX. Where's KCEX? All right, right here. KCEX. Wait. KCEX. Where are you? Crap. I lost KCEX. Hang on, I'll find you, KCEX. I'll find you. All right, hang on. Let's get that screenshot again. I might have to do it manually here. KCEX. 2, 3. All right, so Prime Vids, preparing for Prime Vids, and then KCEX. Here we go. Okay, so KCEX, Abduli, Christopher Columbus, Lee T, sorry about that, and then Alex, Window Clean, and then John Doe, GJ4TJ. All right, those are going to be our winners. Congratulations to our winners. You guys are going to receive your cash prizes ASAP, all right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to send that over right now to ZOOMEX. All right. Perfect. All right. It's sent to ZOOMEX, guys. You will receive your prize. It's sent to ZOOMEX, guys. You will receive your prize. Congrats. All right, let's see. Shout out to Kespo. Shout out to BBL Hotline. Shout out to the super chats in the house from BLVNCO. I'm long on near. Can we hit 2.3 this week? Let's check it out. Thank you for the super chat. We could. We could. We don't have any bull divs on the 3-day unless we're taking it from back here. In which case we do have bull divs, so let's go to the daily. I mean, we could. I mean, we're at the bottom of a range here. We're at support. I'd say that's a conservative target, 2.3. But here's what I don't like, man. Like, I really don't like this, right? I don't like how we haven't taken the lows yet. Like, for me, it's more of a gambling position because this would be so easy to do, right? And if we did do that, that would be a really obvious, nice setup. So, yeah, we could hit 2.3, but it would look nicer and more complete because right now we've got, like, obvious liquidity here, and this also is a bear flag, objectively speaking. So, yeah, we could do it. I wish you the best. Is it the best setup in the world? No. If we come down lower, would that be a great setup? That would be a great setup right here, honestly. But, yeah, it could still play out. Maybe we don't get that, and in which case, it is still a valid risk to reward setup. So yeah, so not bad, to be honest. But thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. How do I get my Bitcoin naked daily points of control? I use the PVP, the previous volume profile. The periodic volume profile indicator. The PVP, the periodic volume profile indicator. That's what I like. That's what I love. That's what I like. J. Casper out here. Master of the mic. Dylan Hill 32. What the heck, bro? What the heck is this, man? That's so funny. What the heck? All right, congrats to our winners. Congrats to our winners. You guys are the best. So what do you think, guys? Do you think Bitcoin's gonna pump? Think we're gonna pump to the next level? What do you guys think? Let me know. Do you think we're gonna hit the purple box of Donald Trump hope and wonder? Around Town says, Jay, I like that you don't act gay on the tube. Thanks, man. I was hoping you would say that, I guess. Oh, the egg code. Yeah, let's talk about the egg code. The egg code for today is... spinach, guys. Spinach. All right. If you want some eggs, which are redeemable for cash prizes in the Discord, the free and paid Discord, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go into the Discord. All right. You're gonna go ahead to the quests section here. All right. And you're gonna click under Egg Rewards Quests. You're gonna go ahead and click Claim, and you're gonna type in spinach. And boom, you're gonna get yourself some eggs. All right, if you're in VIP, you get 5 eggs. If you're in non-VIP, you get 1 egg. These are redeemable for cash prizes. Every single week, we give away cash prizes in here. We also have raffles to win. VIP, shout out to our previous winners here. All right. We do this every week. And of course, there are games every month where you can win. We had to do some rescheduling on the games, but there are games that we do every month where you can win. Prizes and stuff like that. All right. Last Friday we gave away thousands of dollars, which we do game day, Casper Crew game day every single month, and then every week we have these games as well where you can win eggs. All right, so make sure to check it out in the Discord. And if you want to join the VIP Discord, where myself, Jason Casper, gives the trade setups he's looking for and lets you know if he's taking a trade. Same with Bo John over here. All right, Bo John over here, giving the setups, taking them. And Thor, all right, shout out to Thor in the chat, all right, and White Phoenix over here. All right, doing the live streams multiple times a day. We got the live trading streams up in here. All right, 3 times a day we got them. You could go to jasoncaspertrading.com. All right, jasoncaspertrading.com. All right. Let's see. Already had 4 eggs this morning. Gave 1 to the dog. That's funny because I had 3 eggs this morning. Yes, eat the beans, eat the bugs. Yeah, I had. Why am I ignoring the Black Friday question? I'm not ignoring it. I haven't seen it. Steak sauce. Yes, there's going to be Black Friday sales and specials. They will be announced tomorrow on Twitter and in the Discord, all right? They will be announced tomorrow in the Discord and on Twitter, okay? Bojangles! Ha! German accent to New Jersey. Yeah, you know what we're talking about here. First of all, we're talking in the New Jersey accent. Then the next thing you know, we're talking in the in the German accent. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about for a second here. Asia market gonna pump it tonight. That would be cool. 96K around 6 p.m. That would be wild. What's my favorite poop color? I'd say my favorite poop color is blue. Blue poo, that's where it's at, all right? Is Bitcoin a good stock? It's decent. You know how it is, the Dusty Hunt. It's decent. 'Tis a decent stock. Alright guys, I guess I'm gonna head out, man. I guess I'm probably gonna head out. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't think there's anything else to look at. But yeah, God bless you guys. If you do celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you have a good one. With your friends and your families. Keep it real. Alright, peace.